One.
Ah,
What has happened
you've asked for
to the
this,
world?
chat. You've asked for this.
Chat, we're in for a delightful treat.
Are we?
A feast for the eyes, one might
A
say.
feast for the eyes?
Feast for the eyes.
I don't know about that.
Hello, nerds.
Welcome in, everybody.
Welcome in.
Fun Palette, D Fresh, Sugar Rush, Alex, WP,
Low Back Go,
Dun
Dun Brass,
all of the above.
Blood Walrus, Michael Holtz, Paint Liquor.
Today is cursed. I'm all for it. Paint, like, I don't know what you're talking about. We're doing real, serious business paint, fun time. We're keeping the Jason celebration going by not having Jason here. He's in our hearts at all times, though. We're going to be painting up a dragon today.
I'm trying to piece out how to pronounce this the Rio name. I'm pretty sure
sometimes I just go Rio. Oh my gosh. Welcome in, everybody. I won't turn it on and turn it back off. Yes. Fix it in pre.
Just in case you were worried.
Yes.
Fix it in pre.
This was given to us by a viewer named Mike.
The legend.
Thank you.
The man, the myth, the legend.
He also gave us this beautiful
the model that Christopher is going to be behaving.
What's up, Rattlecan?
What up, everyone?
Jason turned 35 yesterday. Yeah, he's looking very young today.
Yeah,
he
this
took
is
a lot
like
of years off.
This is.
Anyway, hey,
Oh,
we're gonna be painting today, Jordan.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be painting.
Well, actually,
no. We're going to be painting.
I'm not going to be touching a paintbrush today. You got to do all the easy work today.
See, folks, this is what you don't get to see on the other side, because I'll do this kind of stuff to Jason. He gets his own little show over here. We will be painting this alongside you today.
No.
Right.
I will be painting through you.
Through me.
Yeah, okay. Through you.
All right.
My
I thought
energy
Chris was on cam today.
Shall merge with your energy.
Yeah. You know we love you, Chris. Hey,
is that
Blood
actually
Walrus.
the Japanese name for the Azure Rathalos? That's actually awesome.
Control everyone by never changing the camera so we just watch sushi all stream. No, false. We're not going to do that. No. I am going to be serious business painting man. You want to show him what we're painting, Jordan?
Oh, yeah, of course.
This is Jordan's first time officially
with
producing
the new
setup.
Okay, yeah.
Producing.
I've produced plenty before.
But the new setup.
This is not a first time.
This is a test for me, for you.
But look at this beautiful setup that Christopher has created. It is much easier to use. And also, we're painting Smaug.
We are. And here's...
I finally got him to do it, guys.
No.
This is all my fault.
I have to give this one to chat. What's up, Mo? Quality dad joke. Yeah. Hey, here's the deal. So
I just wanted to also say, I'm going to interrupt Christopher for a second.
You interrupt me.
I have missed all of you so much. It is going to be very exciting to spend the next 7 stream days with you guys.
This is the long haul.
We're
Get ready for this.
Yeah, y'all best be prepared for some wacko good times.
We're going to be painting up this dragon, Smaug, for 2 days. 2 days. I had to zoom the camera way out just to fit this all on the table. So hopefully you guys see that.
I will know how to pronounce Rio's name by the end of
Jade
tomorrow.
Beta, Papa Chicken. We miss you too, Jordan.
Jade,
and the
hello.
bus.
Wait, hold on. Oh yes, hi, Jade.
Paint Liquor. Yes, it was reprimed, but not by Reprime J. I did it.
No.
As you all know, Jason tested out Bag Acryl on April 1st of 2025, the year of our Lord.
Good Jason
and
under the bus for that.
He showed us. Now, if you all want an Easter egg, I actually painted this on stream.
You finished painting this on stream.
Yeah, I painted this a while ago.
I started it for you.
No, I reprimed it.
I hate you.
You were literally there that day. I'm like, yo, I have to reprime this. I'm not going to do anything with the base because the base is kind of already there. I'm mainly going to be...
okay, so...
I'm going to be mainly dry brushing and underpainting and smudge brushing.
So Chris, walk us through
what I'm going to do.
This process. Like, where's your plan on where you're going to start here? Obviously, as everybody is familiar with this model, it's freaking gigantic. Hold it up to your face and main camera
huge.
really quick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna switch it back over to this.
Look at this.
Look at how huge this thing is.
This is massive.
I know Chris is a really teeny tiny human, but even then, like,
Whoa.
it's great.
It's big.
Don't you dare blame Jason for that.
Oh no, I blamed him. No one changed their name, Mike. Hey, I don't have my my button. You're the button man now.
What do you want from me?
I would love a clap for Mike.
Oh, okay. Here we go. We got it. Hold on. Let's see if I can do this correctly.
There it is. And make sure it's up to the microphone too, so that the good peepees and the people can hear. What's up, everybody? Mike, how you doing? Bobby Jacket, says Kyle. Yes, it's a big model.
Also, Chris does genuinely love this shirt.
I do.
It's funny because he talks about it a bunch. Which is great.
So let's go back there, Jordan. I'll kind of explain what I'm going to do with this. I'm thinking legit how you can press the main one. You can have it all zoomed out even further. I think you can go one more. No, zoomed out. Okay. I see what you did there. Oh my goodness.
Let's go.
Chat, I can't tell you how frustrating it is.
You guys, I'm going to be screwing
Jason's pain.
Christopher so much this week.
I don't like it.
Or today and tomorrow, because I'll be on stream.
Jordan,
streaming next week.
Show him the model.
There you go.
There it is.
Look,
anyway,
hey, if we're really going to look at the model,
dragon.
We need that photo. Give us a pose. Strike a pose!
I won't. Okay. Don't make me dance. Okay. Anyway, so I am sub-assembling this. I'm doing the claws separately because it's very fragile, and I could not zoom the camera out any further. So we're going to kind of do this at this angle, but I'm going to do I'm going to be doing a bunch of like smudge brushing or like underpainting like I've done in the past. And then I'll do dry brushing over it, and then I'll do a filter. I'm going to try doing a red filter with the heavy bodies, I think. You're doing what with Chris this week?
Whoa.
Your personal activities. Hey, we're good friends. We're not that good friends.
Whoa, hold on. I thought we truly had a
we
place
have a
in
great
one
friendship,
hearts.
Just not that friendship.
Not that kind of friendship.
Okay, I'm gonna start with.
So you're starting with a bit of underpainting for these parts. Why not use an airbrush?
I just don't want to use an airbrush with this. I want to try to do like this stipple thing.
I mean, look, you're not going to get any negative comments from me. I think a nice stippled texture will look really good on this.
I also wanted to show without having to use an airbrush.
True. Yeah.
What I could do with this big model. This is how I did my Stampa.
Which looks great for the record.
If you all have seen my, debauchery video on using a bunch of noosh.
I mean, you call it debauchery. It is a great result for what you did, even though you did it in a funny way.
Essentially, I want to do that on here with stippling, it might be a lot of stippling, but I'm going to use a bunch of colors so that I can get, a bunch of different colors for the scales. I'm never giving a tutorial for this. Actually, you will be, because I will have him record some of this.
I thought you said you weren't going to have me record some of this.
No, this I might have you record. Oh. I don't need you to do anything like with the bass, because I already did that. I might have you hit record on a couple spots here when I get to, the bigger parts, essentially.
I don't think he's actually planning on using noosh on this. I was just making the joke.
I could.
You could.
I could. We're gonna test out.
There's some interesting applications you could use the noosh for.
Let's do.
I don't know. Chris has got some interesting ideas. We talked a little bit about this before stream. Chris really loves this model, and he, as some of you might already know, Christopher is a bit of a Lord of the Rings nerd.
I am. We're gonna do Dark Plum to start.
Fantastic, and he has a very, very large Smaug-sized heart in his chest for this character. I don't know. That was a weird way to say that, but
he has a very large
Smaug-shaped heart in his chest.
That's right.
Yeah, it's about the size of this Smaug, actually.
Okay. Before we get started, I've put some Dark Plum out in the palette. You want to turn the palette cam on? The little toggle at the bottom.
You mean this one?
No, that's the main
Are you
one.
sure you don't mean that one?
I don't mean that one.
Because
I mean
we
the one
could
that
double
the
up
people-
and have pallet
we could
within
have
a
double
pallet.
double
Double
paper.
pallet time.
Anyway,
What's up, Little Billy? Good to see you. Hey, Law
Little
Dog.
Billy.
Great to see you as well. Long time no see,
Mo is laughing at me.
Oh, dude.
I know it.
I am going to mess around with you so much.
It's okay.
Today
I'm
and
going to
tomorrow.
use quite a bit. I'm not going to take a lot of this off my brush. I'm going to leave it pretty wet. And I'm just going to start kind of going like this on everything.
So why the dark plum?
I like dark plum.
Okay. Look, this is one of my favorite colors. You're going to say
That's it.
You're not going to hear anything negative
That
from me
is
here.
literally, I was thinking about it. I just like starting with dark plum on a lot of my
And you're using
underbait.
the DD3 here, right?
I'm using DD3.
Perfect.
I'm gonna do mainly to start the wing, because I can kind of do the rest of it. I just want to show what I'm doing essentially with the wing, right? To start, at least. I'm gonna have to use quite a bit of paint.
Jordan is going to find all the issues with the macros.
You shouldn't. This is a good test.
So
You have to read off questions. I won't be able
Mike,
to see them either.
Mike's asking what paint scheme you're going for.
So I'm going with essentially the underpainting for this is going to be, he's going to have red. Most of his scales are going to be red.
Yep.
Right.
Which is the traditional color scheme for Smack.
Like red gold is the traditional. And then
because there's
when
a
I
little
get-
bit, you were talking to me a little bit about it earlier, right?
Yeah.
There's kind of
it's like a reddish orange. And
the
then
really traditional version.
the really
right,
traditional original illustration on the Hobbit book was
is that kind of red orange.
Yes, it's not going to be like dark red like the Hobbit movies.
Yeah.
It's still going to be red. And then when I get to the bottom, I'm going to do the belly a little bit lighter yellow. And then I'm going to dry brush and stipple gold onto the belly, just because that's kind of more for me, right? Yes, not screen accurate. Yeah. The since broke part of my mini as a joke. Hey, Mike, I'm glad you're back, and I'm actually very excited to do this. Now, the thing is, I'm going to realize is I'm going to use a lot of this paint, so I can't have Jason mad at me.
Dan Random.
Anyway,
Dan Randon, excuse me.
Dan Randon.
Love your paints. Next month, I have some minis featured in the bunkers section of the White Dwarf, painted only with your products.
Oh,
Way to go!
that's cool.
We're getting our paints in there, whether they like it or not.
So this is just going to be really dirty dry brush, essentially.
So, are you gonna do the wing membrane a lighter color than the rest of?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so like right here, I'm going to do it lighter, essentially, than like this part of the skin, or the scales, I mean. I'm just kind of going for it right now. I have a kind of a way I do that rusty metal technique that I've done in the past, and I like being able to just get the... Oh yeah, I love dark plum, man. I love dark plum.
Dark plum ends up being like this kind of perfect, like dark color that works under a bunch of different things. Yeah. You can use it as a warm shade for, like all sorts of things, but you can also use it as a cooler shade for something like red, right?
Mm-hmm.
It ends up being a really nice cool shade, and you can work this all the way up into that kind of red orangish feel.
Yeah.
And have it be a really nice kind of undertone for the rest of the palette.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan, I'll be tracking down your smog to get the screen accurate version.
It'll be very close, but there's a couple little...
I don't think it'll be that different than the screen version, because it is red.
It is darker. The screen version, I would say, overall, the tone is a lot darker, I would say.
But it's also like in a really dark cave, too, so it's like... Right, because it's inside the mountain. So from a like shadow perspective in the environment in the well, I guess you do see photos of them outside. So I'd have to check and see.
I think overall you can kind of start to see it's gonna dry very, very.
It does
dark,
dry really dark,
but that's kind of what I'm going for. Very messy. Some of the black is still gonna show through, but also if you have painting questions and you need more specifics, Jordan will highlight those for you. He's going to answer a couple while I'm diving deep into this, because, Jordan's probably going to answer them better than I can. But that's just
All
me.
right, let me see if I can get this right.
Put paint on the model.
Ryu Suki Shoshu.
Yeah.
I'm actually pretty sure that's correct.
How? Oh, Philip's got a great question.
Riku Shoshu.
Philip has a great question. How do I paint? That's a great question, Philip. Monument, Philip.
Philip,
Monument.
you're fired.
First of all,
I can't do that, but
we don't have that power.
we don't. We can say
I have the button that does fire me, so I'm not going to press that one.
There should be like one of these little toggle buttons that has one for each of us.
Yeah.
So Jason can run around and just press the button whenever he needs to.
It doesn't sound like a great idea.
Hey, we have a good question from Rio.
Okay.
Hey guys, quick shameless product question. Have you ever thought about selling just the rubber grip holder that's on your airbrushes? Used one of your brushes at a friend's house and really liked how comfortable it was with the grip, but I already got a 4 harder Seambeck and would rather buy more colors as I still need the amp colors rather than buy a new airbrush when I already got some really good ones. That's a great question. The sort of a weird answer. We are no longer selling airbrushes, so we wouldn't have one available. It is an interesting thing. I mean, I wonder if people would be interested, or at least like as in like an Etsy thing. Yeah. It would be kind of cool if somebody did like a.
I bet you somebody's got like a.
Yeah, like a little bit of like a grip that's made for the individual airbrushes. Like that's kind of a cool idea.
Yeah.
Let's see here. We
gotta be super careful with this.
Baby J, are you gonna be here for the challenge review next week? If so, I'm excited to see what you think of my recent progression. Yes, I will be. The plan is to do it on Monday. Correct?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So we'll be starting a new project on Monday, which I will be painting, which I'm not going to tell you about until Monday when it comes up.
It'll be a surprise.
Surprise.
It's going to be a week filled with surprises.
And then
it is Dark Plum.
Are going to do, obviously we're going to do the same thing we usually do. So we're going to do the regular stream. We're going to start the project for the first half of the stream. And then we're going to spend the back half of the stream doing the challenge review.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here.
Now,
first time chat. Barbash 1. Looking at moving away from a wet palette and wanted to see what you are using or recommend. So this is a interesting question.
Yeah.
And it has a kind of a weird answer. So with our paints, you can use them on any type of surface other than something that's super absorbent, because you don't want to use paints on something that's absorbent because you're never going to be able to use them. It's just going to soak up all the liquid out of it. Not going to work. But you can use them on a dry palette. So that's what Christopher is using right now.
Using just a piece of glass.
Yeah, we just use a piece of glass. It works great. It's smooth. It's really easy to clean. You can soak it in hot water for an evening. And when you come back in the morning, you can peel off you almost peel it off in almost one go. Once it gets warm enough and soaked enough.
Mm-hmm.
It softens up all the kind of basically plastic that ends up getting created from acrylic drying, and you can just kind of peel it off of the plastic or off of the glass. I personally, and you'll see this next week when I'm painting, I use a wet palette. The reason I use a wet palette instead of a glass palette or a dry palette is because I tend to do a lot of small mixing when I paint. So because of that, having something that extends my paint open time with these mixes, even if it's just a little bit, is very helpful to me. I do use my wet palette a lot drier than most people do. I think that's a big thing where people kind of get weirded out, is they oversaturate their wet palette with water and then they try and paint, and then all of a sudden they get into a weird situation where their paint is now really over thinned. So definitely you don't need a ton of paint in your wet, or a ton of water in your wet palette. Just a little bit to keep the moisture sorted.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Moisture shorted.
You keep the moisture in the sponge so that it can continue to absorb water and keep your paints open a little bit longer. You don't need too much because you don't want to oversaturate them.
I'm using
Let's see
black
here.
red right now.
Yeah, you're using black red
Black
from the
red.
ant line.
Doing
Nice.
some stippling right now.
I love this new black red color, by the way.
I do.
really
It's
good.
it's just more of like a sassy version of burnt red. That's kind of what I'm going
My
for.
my gas. Can I use? I can use them on sand as a palette.
I mean, heck.
Don't use sand for a palette.
Never say
think
never.
Never say never.
Never say never, Mike.
Let's see here.
As you all will see, I am just kind of going for this.
I'm Mortal Kombat. It is party time.
You guys
You're
like how I'm
correct.
using my finger for you specifically to spread that one out?
Alex WP says, pretty sure he's immune to firing for a while after the pillow. The pillow.
Philip, yes, Philip made some kudos. That was a dope gift, Philip.
Mike's like, glad I stocked up on 2 dragons to have 2 of both styles unopened.
Yeah, so you can kind of see as this starts to dry, kind of an effect I'm going for. We'll get to what I'll do with the membrane. I'm kind of just playing right now, to be honest with you. I don't have a plan, but I don't have a plan of like what colors I'm going to use, but I kind of have an idea of where I want it to go. I'm only focusing on the membrane right now, right?
Source says that you promised them that I would paint a Skaven rat ogre on stream.
No, Source. God bless it. We're
God
not
bless
doing it. We don't
What?
have one.
What?
Source is always trying to get that rat ogre in here.
Didn't
I
I
know
paint
it.
a rat ogre on stream?
Yes, didn't you?
Pretty sure I
don't
did.
remember.
Like,
It's all fleeting.
Unironically, I'm 95% sure.
You didn't paint it on stream.
Are you sure?
I'm actually pretty positive.
I painted the rats
Said
on
it was
stream.
a great idea and promised me. No, I did not say that. I did say it was a good idea and could be a good idea for like Warpstone Glow. I did not say I promised you as much as anything. I didn't do that. I did not promise anything. The transparent work up very close to inks. Okay, yes they do.
I am Mortal Kombat. Says y'all need
Catching
a
up.
monument vortex mixer. You want to avoid using a vortex mixer, by the way.
Why is that?
So okay. So
That's actually
so
just
let's
a
go
genuine question.
let's go down this rabbit hole a little bit. So a vortex mixer essentially creates a vortex in the bottle, right?
Uh-huh.
So it's designed to spin, almost like a centrifuge, your paint inside the bottle.
Right.
And what ends up happening is if that happens for too long, it forces, by virtue of the spin force, separates the pigment from the medium,
Okay.
and the pigment will start to clump together. So now this, if you use it for like a minute, it's not a big deal, right? Like if you're just like, cool, I'm gonna mix it a little bit, it's fine. Just don't. Look, I'm just saying what Jason has told me, and I trust Jason when it comes to these sorts of things. So,
The vortex mixer is the little blue top thing that like shakes a lot on the desk, right?
yeah,
I'm trying to. I don't know if I've actually. I think I know I've seen one. I don't think I've ever used one.
yeah. If you do like 30 seconds, you're gonna be fine. It'll be perfect. Just don't like stick it on there for like 5 minutes.
So I stippled.
That's like the
No,
issue. There's a lot of people that will like literally put their paints on there for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
That's not like, you don't want to do that.
Okay. So I kind of stippled a little bit, and then I started to stipple downwards, like towards the, the tip of the wing.
Beowulf trusts that I have had conversations with people who have very, very clearly said to me that they have spent a lot of time with their bottles on vortex mixers and then have had issues with their bottles.
And I go down like this.
Just
Trust the process.
Just shake them for like 30 seconds. You'll be perfect. Look, I'm not gonna cast my opinion as to what their state of mind is.
Sure.
those people have a process.
Okay, so I just now started to come up this way on the wings, kind of these
Who talks to what? What?
right here. That's kind of where I'm going right now, is up these scales like this. I'm actually really liking how this is drying.
I like the like muddled kind of texture that you're getting from the kind of like stipple dry brush that you're doing.
Yeah, and I think it'll really start to gain some life when I start to do the brighter stuff, right? Like I said, I'm testing this out. I'm really liking it. Now, I think I'm going to go back and do some, I got to figure out what I want like the spines to be, right?
I think you should do the spines in like a
darker color.
Yeah. You know what would probably work pretty well?
But I think I want to also do the spines like this, so I might stipple those.
I wouldn't do them in a darker color. I'd do them in a brighter color.
Brighter color? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think like red gray might actually be kind of nice. Because it's similar in hue to the actual like scales you got going on right now.
Right.
But it's different enough that it's gonna be its own sort of deal.
Yeah.
And when you do like a wash or a filter on top of them, it'll really like define the shapes of them.
Mm-hmm.
And you could do. You'll get a lot of mileage out of it.
Yeah, I'm liking how this is looking. So now I'm gonna do some more. I'm gonna keep just grabbing a couple of these colors of red, but also I might do some purples in there too. Really light pinks and purples, I'm thinking. And then I'll do a filter over the whole thing. Ooh, actually, I'm just going for this right now. So I think I'm going to stipple in some oranges too, like a dark orange, some orange oxide. Right now, I'm feeling this. For more on this right here. And then I want to start, I'm going to think about some membrane. Can you do me a favor, Jordan, and pull up like a picture of dragon membranes?
No.
What's that?
No, I can't do that.
I guess I have my
sigh.
phone.
The sigh.
I guess I have my phone.
All right. Let's see.
I'm at your beck and call. I am not the ship today, chat.
Dragon membrane. Here, wings.
So this is just for everybody who needs to know. Orange oxide. Right. I'm gonna do the same thing like what I've been doing up here. I'll take a little bit off, but not a lot. Right.
Oh yeah, honestly, the screen accurate version of Smaug is like really dark.
It's very dark. Well, he's also
like
in a very dark
really,
environment
really dark.
all the time, right? But anyway, so I'm gonna take the red oxide here and just kind of do this number for more stippling, but not on the scales. I don't.
So this is what the studio version looks like, Christopher. I don't know if you can see this.
You can this screen, Jordan, this one.
Yeah.
Copies. Yeah, there we go. I can see it. Yeah. Okay.
So that's what they did for the the traditional one.
Oh, okay.
Which is like honestly kind of in the realm of the color palette that you're working on anyways.
Okay. The one that they painted. Okay, yeah.
It's so for those of you who don't have the official version pulled up, the official version actually does have a lot of orange, like brighter kind of orangey colors towards the tip of the wing.
The box art.
The box art, yeah.
I'm going a little darker at the moment, so I might incorporate a little bit more yellows into mine then to be more like red gold later.
Alexander Babe J, I'm the captain now. Yeah, indeed, I am the captain.
I am the captain now.
I am the captain.
You can take
now.
that away there, Jordan. I'm good.
All right.
I don't think I'm gonna follow that exact scheme.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
Well, just in case you need it, I left it on the screen for you.
No, it's okay. You can take it down. I'd rather see the chat. I'd rather see the chat. Just made the Jason sigh. Browcan, I think it's just like when you get behind this desk here. It just happens. What's up, Chuck?
Chuck, what's going on? Lumberjack Tim, how's it going?
If you have a question, make sure you tag Monument so Jordan sees it.
Please do. And if I miss it, please take my apology in stride and reiterate your question one more time for my silly noggin.
Dude, I'm liking this. I'm telling you, chat.
Non-metallic metal Smaug. Yeah, Christopher, I need you to paint every single one of these scales in non-metallic metal.
Right now,
reflective,
it might be looking like it's
sky,
in the ugly
earth,
phase.
non-metallic metal chrome.
Might be looking like it's in the ugly phase, chat, but I have a plan.
Northrax, heavy is the crown, boys.
Heavy is the crown. Ooh.
Why would Baby J want to see my silly comments? Are you kidding me? That's literally the whole reason I'm here.
No metallic Smaug. No.
Chat, you guys are awesome.
We're doing my
and
favorite
the things
technique.
that come out of chat are insane and wonderful at the same time.
I'm doing my favorite technique, and that's, yes, dry brushing.
Oh, geez. In today's episode of Adventures in Machine Shops, I was violently and unexpectedly attacked on my bicycle commute home. Are you okay?
Did you win?
No. Shush. Chris, go away.
He won.
Chuck, are you okay?
Well, actually,
I need to start with that. Are
Chuck,
you
yes.
okay?
Are you okay?
I would assume so since you're talking to us.
That's what I was just thinking. Well, technically, he won.
I need to know first.
General Ginkgo, I'm in my ugly phase too, Smaug. Hey, General Ginkgo.
Hey, Christopher, I need to remind you, you only have, like...
What are you talking about?
Like 3.5 hours to finish painting the Smaug?
Oh, finish it? I don't know if I'm going to finish it,
You best be finishing it.
I am not going to finish it. I'm going to get the base down.
We owe good man Mike
essentially
a beautifully painted Smaug.
We do. And this part, so I've got the membrane for this. I'm going to add, what do I want to add to this? I want to add like a yellow brown.
Okay. Whew.
What's
all
that?
right?
Did you win, Chuck?
I legitimately thought that Chuck was like actually attacked by some random person.
Oh, what was it?
It sounds like he was attacked by a goose. Which, to
I'm
be fair,
at you.
is
I'm
terrifying.
not laughing at you.
From what I understand, geese are like gnarly, monstrous creatures.
Geese will get you.
Geese will get you.
They'll get you.
Geese will get you. Gotcha. Some geese.
Okay.
I bet
no,
I
I'm not gonna
beat
do
the
orange
goose that was
brown.
trying to protect its gooseling.
Geese.
Feathery
Yeah.
little failed dinosaur flew directly
Geese
into my
is
face.
Never an option for
while
the
I
Cobra
was
chicken.
at speed. Oh
That's
no!
hilarious. Let's do. Okay, so I have.
Those Cobra chickens are no joke.
So this is what I have thus far, right? I want to get crazy with something. I want to do one more stipple color for the membrane. Can you bring me up that original illustration
that I found before?
No. Not that one. The other one. The Hobbit illustration one.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah, bring that up. Okay, so since Chris is in stippling, how much or how little should we have on the brush? So just to give you an example, so I don't take a lot off of the brush when I'm stippling like this in particular. Like I almost like a smudge brush, right? So if you look over here, like I'll get a bunch paint on the brush just like that.
All right.
Right?
Here you go.
And I won't take, okay, yes, that's what I'm looking for. I won't take a lot off, Avian. Just a little bit. It'll still appear pretty wet when I put it on there, right? You can see how wet that looks right there. It'll look pretty wet. Oh, okay. Thank you. That's exactly what I was looking for.
Okay, so if we're actually looking at this,
I have an idea.
And trying to do this traditional scheme. And for anybody who's actually curious about this original illustration, the easiest way that I've found to look it up is to type into Google image search Tolkien Smaug drawing.
Yeah.
And it's a really cool old school illustration.
I'll have to look that up.
It's something that the Tolkien estate
Uh,
seems to have
yeah.
released.
I don't know who did that though. It was on many covers.
Yeah.
It's the Conversation with Smaug. Yeah, 1937.
Um,
You can scoot that over to this side if you need to, Jordan. Yeah, there you go.
Like
That's
that.
perfect. I kind of get it. I just want to see. Okay, so essentially, this is good. So I have this orange here on the wings, and the wings are darker. His whole body is a lot more orangish, reddish gold.
you may hate me for this,
kinda
but
like this.
I think
What's up?
it would be worth using the airbrush.
It might be. I might go back and do that. I also don't want to clean the airbrush because I'm lazy.
That's fair.
I think this is I'm actually really liking how this is coming out compared to, you see his body.
Mm-hmm.
That's what his body is going to be, like this color. So I'm going to take this and I am going to do a couple more little stipples, and then I'm going to do a filter with like a transparent over it, I think. And maybe you're right. Maybe I just
it might have been the illustration that J.R.R. Tolkien did.
I don't remember. I'll have to look it up. Anyway.
Oh,
so
if
yes,
he did a lot of the
this
book
is
covers
looking
himself, then it's likely the illustration that he did.
I like the orange body, and then he's got more red wings, and the scales in that's what I was looking for.
They're darker red.
They're more dark red rather than like black or gray.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. Okay. So there's a like almost pinkish on his. Okay. I'm discovering.
You know what would be a really great undertone for a lot of this before doing filters is like a yellow ochre or orange brown.
Yeah, I had orange brown in my hand.
Yeah.
I think I was going to use
like if you started the whole dragon with like orange brown,
yeah,
and then you like did a lot of the scales on the belly in like a brighter color, you worked it up to like you could work it up to like a khaki, or you could work it up to like a pale yellow or something like that.
Yeah,
I think that would look good. And then
I want to incorporate one more color into this though. What
do you think?
But the gold is just OSL though. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna keep these wings where they're at. I'm going to make them more red, and then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna dry brush red orange on this. So that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, we're gonna get crazy, chat.
Christopher getting crazy? Oh no, what is happening?
Okay,
chat?
here's what we're gonna do.
Let's see here.
I've never done this, and I'm gonna try it. I don't want to use the airbrush. I'm trying to avoid using the airbrush.
The sound a goose in flight makes when it hits your helmet while clipping along at 18 miles.
Hear me out. Chat, I don't actually typically use transparents. I'm just gonna flat out say it. It's not that I don't want to. It's that I don't explore with them enough. So I'm literally going to try something and explore with it. That's what I'm going for, right? So I'm gonna do a little bit of transparent red in a cup, right? Just a lot of scotias, essentially.
Oh my goodness. We have a monument Jabe?
Gabe?
Christopher.
What are you doing?
We have a Gabe?
Isn't it like 1 a.m? there?
No, it's actually like almost 11.
Oh, at night?
He's 8 hours ahead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gabe?
He might be 9 hours ahead.
I hope it's going well over there.
It's late.
It's late.
Have the silly boys been taking care of you over there?
Have the silly boys.
How's your trip? Yeah, it's 11 o'clock. Well, not quite 11 o'clock. Yeah, 8 hours is right.
Okay.
Oh, after watching Baby J use them on the Horseman, I've been on the hunt for a good project to really use them on, but I've been playing around with them more. Yeah, the transparents are awesome.
Yeah, so essentially I've done, this is, I would say, what's that? That's about a 1 to 3 or 1 to 2 transparent wash. or transparent wash. No, glazing wash and transparent red. So let's see how this works. Mix it up.
I wonder how much of an accent he's going to come back with.
How much of an accent?
Yeah, I came back with a little bit of an
Look
accent that lasted for a day or two.
How red that is.
Are you thinning this down at all?
I did with glazing wash. I might add some water.
I think that's probably a good idea.
I'm gonna add a bunch of water actually. I'm really liking this red though. Oh, I'm just going crazy. Hey, chat.
Roadside just picked up some.
Check this out. Okay, before I do that,
picked up some primer and glaze and wash medium from the FLGS. I'm so happy to carry all products now. That is fantastic.
just
Pat
added
on
a
the
bunch
back
of
to the
water.
sales team for getting all those stores set up. That's what we're talking about.
Okay, let me back up real quick.
General
here's-
Ginkgo with the resub.
Here's what
Thank
I'm
you.
gonna do.
For the resub.
This is glaze and wash, transparent red, and I'm going to put Payne's Gray wash into this mix
Okay, why are you picking Payne's Gray Wash?
just because I'm liking it. Because if you look back at that picture, it's a little dark, and I just like Payne's Gray wash. I don't have much. Oh, I like
Did it
this.
turn purple?
No, not
Oh no, it's
super
subtle.
purple.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm seeing this. Chat. I just like to explore.
Gabe.
It's almost kind of like a
well, I'm
magenta
going
wash.
to bed. Have fun, dudes. Can't wait to see a fully painted Smaug when I get back.
Good luck, Gabe.
Have fun,
We'll
Gabe.
see.
Take it easy. Rest up.
All right. I'm going to take this. I almost feel like it's almost like a magenta, right? I'm going to start doing this. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I see you. Oh, yeah. Come on. Okay. This is exactly what I was looking for. I could have gotten here, I think, with just magenta wash. But that's okay.
No, I think the
would-
transparent's going to give you more of a filter than
You think so?
magenta wash would, yeah.
Okay, so I am liking this workup.
Because remember, the washes are designed to sit in the recesses more than
Yeah.
a transparent will. Transparent's going to filter on the
Filter it
surface
up
a lot
more.
more than what you are going to get.
Okay, so here's
With
my
a
thought
wash.
process with this, right? So I'm going to essentially take this filter, and yes, I could have done this with the airbrush, but I'm actually kind of glad I'm not. Oh, you know what I should do this with is a BAB from the Dauntless set. Essentially, I'm kind of trying to avoid these scales here, right? I want to try to avoid the scales because the idea I'm going to do with the scales is I'm going to go back with my dry brush once I get this, right? I could have probably added a touch more water to this just to make it a little thinner, but that's okay. I'm learning. You might say Chris is winging it. Hey, Panic Bomb. I am winging it. But I'm winging it in a way of I want you guys to see, I want to test, I want to test stuff, and I want you guys to see me learn while you are learning, hopefully. And you might not be learning anything. I'm learning a lot right now.
Tech Elf, I love this response. At Mommy Hobbies, love Baby J going, are you sure?
Hey, that's all right. Yeah, you know what, Baby J? You can't tell me
it's
what
so
to do.
It's so funny. Ooh,
I'm
ooh,
loving
I like
this.
this joke. Panic Bomb Arcade getting +1 Christopher point for saying, you might say that Chris is winging it.
Yeah, I'll give you a point for that one.
Hey, no, I gave them the point for it. You're
Not allowed to
acknowledging
give
that I made it.
points.
I'm allowed to give points.
The bank will
I'm-
recognize those.
They will because I'm in the Christopher seat. I am the
Christopher
captain.
seat.
I am in fact the captain. Therefore, I am in control of all
Okay,
of the captain.
let's
things.
back up for a second.
Yes.
I'm actually really, really liking this.
No, it looks
I
fantastic.
am very happy with this right now.
It does a really good job of blending all the colors that you've put on top of the model
Yeah.
and making them feel like they belong together, but it's like separate little bit of texture
Yeah.
But it still feels overall red, right?
Yeah, and
Which is a good mixture.
and once this dries just a touch here, I am going to dry brush with red orange. And then after that, I'm going to go on the scales and I'm going to dry brush like probably like a dark hot pink maybe, just a little bit. Oh yeah, that's looking great. Minting his own currency. Yes. Just don't take it to the bank. And so I'm trying to, I am trying to avoid in the scales because I don't really need to do that with the scales because I
just gotta paint over them in a darker color anyways.
Yeah, but actually probably it's going to be a little bit brighter. So again, let's see. It was this, and this was the workup. I'll put this kind of like up here. That was the workup I did.
Don't worry, Alexander. You are getting goblin green bases. It may not be on stream, but it is happening. And because it's just Christopher and I here, I'm supporting him in this.
You are? You're supporting me?
We talked about this yesterday.
You did.
We had an actual conversation about this.
Yes, because I actually have a whole plan to do a whole old Space Wolves army.
Also, write down this recipe, Christopher.
Yes. You want to know
what's
what's
I guess
cool
it's
about
technically
stream?
on the VOD.
I don't have to write anything, and I know if Okran is out there, she's already done that.
True.
But anyway, chat, I am just digging this. Hopefully you're all in.
Flapjack, hello.
Flapjack, what up?
Good old Flapjack Nickelsack.
Oh, dang, I am liking this.
Cochilico Paints, what's cracking? Oh, I'm writing down wolf tickets? What's that?
Wolf tickets?
I don't understand. Oh, maybe wolf? I don't know.
Okay.
I heard Space Wolves. What are we doing, Space Wolves? Nothing.
I am on the hunt for buying old ones right now. I'm going to do a whole 40K old retro Space Wolf army.
Yeah, Christopher is doing a 40K army with nothing but old models.
An expensive
which
journey.
Is dope, by the way.
I'm really liking how this is coming out.
Okay. I actually really like
how
this is turning out as well.
Is that dragon breaker flavored? No. So essentially, I'm going to very carefully lift this. Guys, this model is so
It might actually be easier to show if we do the big cam. Oh no, this works.
There we go.
Okay.
I just wanted to do this. Essentially, it's going to dry for just a touch, right? A little skosh.
Did a skosh. A skosh.
This was transparent red, Payne's Gray wash, and glaze and wash medium. So, I think I'm really digging this. So, can you bring that reference back up in the corner there for me again?
Of a bucket.
I know they just came out with new Space Wolves, Flapjack. That's the point. I thought about buying Space Wolves, the new ones, because they look cool. But then I'm like, well, maybe I shouldn't. Jade, thank you. I am 100% exploring right now and trying things that I have not tried ever before, especially with our transparents, because I wanted to see that filter. I don't have a picture for you all of what I'm going for. I will clip it, and I might put it in the Discord later. I almost kind of made this pseudo... Like a pseudo, what is this? Like a pseudo magenta wash almost, but it's very red. Let me grab one quick thing.
Okay, while he's grabbing that, I'm going to call out this wonderful comment that we got from Russell Crowe himself. Russell Crowe AOS. Hey crew, turning in for the first time. It disappeared on me. Tuning in for the first time. Just started testing the waters with Monument Hobbies paints.
Nice.
Enjoying them immensely. YouTube content is top tier too.
Nice.
Keep it up, legends.
Okay, I'm gonna.
You're a legend for delving into the hobby with us. We are very happy to have you here, and I hope you're enjoying the content and the fun. Christopher and I having a little bit of a fun time making fun of one another. Mostly just me making fun of Christopher because I can do that. Because I have all the power.
I'm cool drying this to speed in the process.
You're not blow drying it. You're just pushing air on it.
I'm really liking this, Jordan.
I'm aware.
I'm very much happy right now.
You have said it like 3 times.
I'm very
I heard
happy
you the
with this,
first
Jordan.
time, the second time, and the third time you said it.
Hey, I'm really happy with this, Jordan. Did I mention that?
Frankie, do the Monument Hobbies transparent paints act like inks? Yes. In a lot of ways, they do function very similarly to how you would expect inks to function. The benefit is that they are not actually inks. They are actually a full-on transparent acrylic color. So you can thin them down like you would any other acrylic paint, and you can glaze with them, you can wash with them, you can do all sorts of stuff with them. It also allows you to control the consistency of the paint a lot more. Inks are very frustrating to work with sometimes because they start out as a watery consistency. So when you're adding more water to them, they just are just more water. So it's hard to get a nice paintable consistency when you're working with inks because you're thinning with the same thing that's going to make them, the same. You're not adding anything to them that's going to make it a thicker consistency that's more paintable, things like that.
So I just put some orange red onto the palette. And this one, I am not going to smudge brush as much. I'm going to actually do more of a dry brush on this one. I don't want that much. I'm going to kind of mix it in with all my other colors because I don't want it to... Obviously, it's not going to mix that much, but I don't really care. Okay. I'm just going to do this. No, not enough.
I also think that somebody asked a little bit earlier. I'd have to go dig for the question. But the question that the person had was related to the new not heavy body, but the new expert acrylics.
Yeah, what's up?
And the question was, how do they dry brush? The answer to this question is going to be, they're going to dry brush okay. They're going to deposit color. They're going to be a little bit more transparent, I think, than you might have been expecting. The thing about single pigment colors is that when you have a single pigment paint, a lot of those pigments are fairly translucent by nature. And so the result that you end up having when you are working with them is that they have a little bit more transparency by default. But you can build on top of this. You can underpaint to build, to kind of get rid of that problem altogether. But you can definitely dry brush with them.
Right now, so I'm finding just still kind of in that messy phase where I'm taking essentially these scale parts right here on the wings, right? And I'm just like gliding this over because I'm going to add something to this after that I think will make it really stick
The great
out.
Grr.
Great Grr.
You can definitely mix glaze and wash medium with inks. That will work just fine. You're going to get a thinner consistency than you would with mixing like Pro Acryl or our transparents with glaze and wash medium. Because glaze and wash medium and paint are roughly the same consistency. So you end up having a more transparent result with the same consistency as regular paint. Whereas if you mix inks into a glaze and wash medium, you're going to end up with a thinner result because the ink is thinner than the glaze and wash medium.
And then I'm just going to dry brush over all the membrane again, but just going down a little bit. Not much. I'm barely putting any paint on right now, but I'm gonna go over here. I'll be more heavy-handed on these scales, right? Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. These are starting to get a little bit brighter, not much. And then I'm going to, I might just jump into like a really, we might do a mix. I might do a mix here. Just like that.
Jeremy is asking, does metallic medium work with the new expert acrylics? Yeah, it would work perfectly well with the new expert acrylics.
Okay, I got that there. So this got a little bit brighter, just a touch. I didn't want it too. I didn't want it too bright, but I want it to stick out a little more. So I'm going to.
I think this is at a really good spot right now.
Yeah, what I want is these right here, right? Like this part. If you see your model, right, and then looking at this, I'm gonna get it from orange red to. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a drop of magenta to orange red. No. I'm gonna just do pink with my orange red.
Payne's Gray is kind of a hard color to replicate during gear. Honestly, it is worth just buying the color to not have to mix it on a regular basis if it's something you're going to use a lot. It's this like really interestingly unique, like really dark gray that is also kind of bluish, but not too blue.
Is this eclectic salmon?
No. Enduring Gear asked, Monument Hobbies, is there a recipe for mixing my own Payne's Gray? And I was answering that it is difficult.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I was talking about the thing I just made.
Mike, I want to ask, where are the wing spines?
The wing spines I am painting separately because I'm going to do that along with these.
So when Chris and I were talking about it last, he wanted to leave them off mostly because the handling of the model when it's mostly assembled like this is both nice and a little bit dubious.
It's a little hard to...
And those pieces are very fragile. They're really easy to break on accident. So he decided to leave them off because they just you can glue them on at the very end. So it's easier to handle the model while it's in this state without them on. And you can always, paint them afterwards and then glue them on. It'll be nice and easy.
Here we go. I think I figured this out. Yeah, I'm gonna do those, and then I might actually end up painting those separately too.
I would.
Yeah.
If you got them off, you might as well just paint them separately and then glue them on after.
Okay, that's what I was looking for. I got the rib of these scales a little brighter. That's what I was going for.
Yeah, it's tough. Like I have handled this model a good bit, and every time I touch it, I'm afraid that I'm gonna break it. Like it is just, it's heavy. Like the whole thing's made out of resin, so it's not a light model. And those like the claws are so terrifying.
I tried to the thing was I tried gluing them on several times. Obviously before the happy fun time with this model, I tried to then again afterwards put them on. They came back off, then I had to put them back on. So right now I've tried like 3 times, and it's just because it's when I was trying to go prime it, I barely like nicked it, and I'm like, it just kept happening. So I'm gonna sub-assemble that part. Okay, so now you can kind of start to see what I'm doing with this, right? So maybe might do...
Jeremy is asking, what model is this?
This is Smaug.
What is Smaug's full name?
Oh, he's got many names.
Tell us the
Smaug
many
the
names of
Terrible.
Smaug.
Smaug the Tyrannical. The unaccessibly wealthy.
Mike's got another
Anyway.
good question as well. How do you prevent superglue ghosting from off-gassing as it dries on a paint model?
Ooh,
This is actually a really good question, and I'm not actually 100% sure.
that is a good question.
I feel like I used to know the answer to this question, and it just like doesn't exist in my brain at this time. Because
Okay.
it seems like something that I should know. I will find out, and I will let you know. If I recall, it has something to do with like contaminants or something in the super glue potentially. I don't know. I'm gonna look into it and I'll figure it out and I'll let you know, Mike.
So now I'm switching from the DD3 to the DD2, right? That last mix was red, orange, and pink. So now I'm going to take these scales here, go back on the scales, and I'm going to essentially, I'm going to go back with just pink now and dry brush the scales very lightly to make them really stand out. And we're going to test this out. No vortex mixer there. Whoop. Whoop. Just a little bit. All right. So I'm going to take my DD2. I just bumped the mic with it.
Shoot.
Just like that. That's fine. That works in there too, Jordan.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Both work. Hey, game delay. I know that Jason and I look exactly the same. And I know that could be tricky. But this is Chris. That's right. Nope, that's Chris. Okay. I'm just barely taking... this is very, very light dry brush of pink here. I'm just gonna... Oh, I don't want my hat to block it.
You were referring to the glue literally creating a ghost?
Oh.
Like spooky ghost?
like spooky, fun time ghost?
Spooky Casper the Friendly Ghost?
I'm just grabbing the scales here now. Just barely. All right, I'll turn my hat backwards so that my hat doesn't keep getting in there. Hey now.
Christopher might actually have a good answer to this question, Cyber Spy.
What's that? No. Didn't want that much. That's okay. Hey, you never make a mistake.
Cyber Spy is asking, can I ask how do I attempt methodology number 27? I bought the paints to start, but confused on the steps.
Methodology 27.
Can't find a video for it.
Methodology 27. Which one is that?
Oh, and Mike, that went right over my head because I'm an idiot.
Okay.
I literally did not understand what you're talking about.
Oh yeah.
Dirty
really
metallic
liking
steel. Oh.
Oh, dirty metallic. Oh.
This we did a video for that, right?
Well, if you look at the recent one we did where Jordan does a B2 battle droid.
That's not the same thing.
Well, okay. That one like a steelish. It's kind of a dirty steel.
No, I think they're talking about like the rusty metallic
that
we did
rusty
on the...
metallics? Oh, yes. I could actually tell you. Essentially, if you're talking about like rusty metal, I'm using the same technique here that Jason taught me a long time ago where I start with burnt sienna, then I go into burnt orange, and then I go into yellow ochre, and then I dry brush dark silver, and then a light dry brush of silver over that. If you're talking about rusty metal steel, that's like what I do, rusty metal. Okay. I got a little too much paint.
Monument Jen-tastic. Hello.
Jen.
Hi, Jen. Welcome. Don't worry.
What's up, Jen?
We're doing nothing but awesome, fun painting things here.
That's right.
Nothing to see here.
Lot of discovery. Lot of discovery.
No, we're having a great time. Everyone in chat, say hello to Jen. Jen is an awesome, fantastic part of our team. We miss her very much on stream. It was actually really cool to have Jen on stream here yesterday.
Yeah, it was.
And Poppy.
We're going to plan out a day where Jen comes on stream and paints.
Ooh, Jen, you're coming on stream to paint? That's exciting.
Okay, here we go. I think I've gotten this. I'm going to have to fix this area up, but I got this to essentially where I wanted it. It's a little...
Jordan fired Jabe Jen.
Fired Jabe Jen.
I did nothing of the sort. I fired Philip.
Yeah, he fired Philip.
I fired Philip.
You also fired Gabe. He was in here earlier.
I didn't fire Gabe.
A little bit.
I did not fire Gabe. No.
Okay. I'm liking this. Can you bring that picture back up for me?
No.
Pretty please, Jordan.
You mean that one?
Yeah.
I'll give you that much.
Okay, you dirty dog.
Not bad, that much.
There it is. That actually is all I need. Okay. Now I can't see it. Now I can't see anything. Okay. So, I'm liking this. This part's probably a little too pink. But that's okay. Might do like a little bit of okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I know what I'm gonna do. Okay. I just got the pink down. Now, I think I got it, Jordan. You can take it away.
Only until you need it again.
You're right. Only until I need it again. I'm going to do just a scoosh.
Got you to admit it.
A little bit of Nova Orange. Can we get the palette cam?
That palette cam?
Both palette cams?
But
Double palette cam?
It's paletteception right now.
Paletteception.
Okay. Palette cam within the palette cam.
And then I'm just going to do just a touch of Nova Orange. I got a really cool...
Philip probably deserved it.
I got a very cool... What am I looking for? Valentine's Day workup going on here.
Oh, jeez. So what is the goal here? I noticed that you're brightening up all the spines on the wing here.
Just the spines.
Why?
First of all, because I like it.
Okay.
Second of all, in that picture, it's kind of like you can kind of see how he emphasized the spines a little bit in the picture of the wings.
I see that they're dark.
No. See the spines, these specific ones, like the webbing, right? In the wings on that picture. Mm-hmm. That's kind of like what I'm cheating a little bit.
I see.
You guys hear that? That snippy Jordan? He's so snippy.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not snippy at all.
He's like, should you really be doing that?
Should you really be doing that?
Okay. This is the color I was looking for, though. Right? Oh, yeah. Just get in there. Check that out. That's Nova Orange. Just re-dry brushed over that pink. That's the way. Mix some of the brown from the upper left with the pink from the lower right. Can't do that. Trust the process.
Sassy Chrissy Snippy Jordan show.
That's right. Sassy Snippy.
Sassy Chris Snippy Jordan show.
So that is the effect I think.
Hey Chris, I'm gonna need you to get your hat out of the camera.
Thank you. No, seriously, remind me.
I'm also gonna need you to center up.
I'm gonna have to center this up.
Where is it?
I know it's not on because I'm always constantly watching the camera, Jordan. Hey,
hold it up.
We have a good time here. We have a good time. Jordan, tell Chris to center up. Boo-ray.
I can't even turn it on. It's like not. It doesn't have batteries on it. This one work?
Mike
They're
says
both broken.
Mike says, I think Jordan is trying to dance around the fact he got this model to do it on stream painting tutorial so others can can get a scheme for box art. He's asking many questions I also have.
Well,
this is true.
Look, I'm asking all the right questions here.
This is true. I'm trying to
I do think,
very...
honestly, if you were looking for like an official box art like style, I think you could do something that's very similar to what Christopher did on the wing membrane over the whole dragon, and you would be like very, very close to what I would consider to be like a really good workup for that.
I think what I would have probably done different is like maybe did a little more precision stippling or whatever. This is a little big.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm trying to say with that. This I'm more character. I got a little bit more character in my stippling.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I'm saying it.
I think if you spend the time to stipple with nice fine gradients, you're going to end up with a better result in general.
Yeah. And it's interesting, going off what Jordan's saying, I am trying to make this a little bit more of like the classic one, where I'm going to take these parts, right, from the wings, because the wings in the classic picture are very red. And then his spines all the way up his head and his back are very much this same workup, right? I'm going to do the same workup on here. And then when I switch to the body, I'm going to do what Jordan said, and you said orange-brown, I think. Like switching over to the orange-brown and making more of like an orangey body. And he's going to look really classic.
Cyber Spy. So for method 27, I paint my model mahogany as the base, and then burnt orange and yellow ochre. So if you actually go into the history of our shorts, it was what, about a year and a half ago that we did it.
Whoa, gosh,
I'm talking about when we did the dry brush metallic armor on the troll. Would have been about a year and a half ago.
Yeah, it was.
It was one of our first shorts. It might have been our like seventh short, I think.
Yeah,
and it's actually it's an exact replica or a very similar replica to that exact methodology, because at that time we were not making the methodologies out of the videos. We were making methodologies just to make methodologies.
Right.
They weren't actually.
There was no video.
There were no video associated with any of the original methodologies. So if you were to go look at some of the earliest shorts that we did, you'll see that particular recipe used in a short form video. And it's done on one of the Forge World Lord of the Rings trolls.
Yeah. Okay, so now here's what I'm going to do. This is kind of this is the workup I'm going to keep for this wing. I'm now going to take what I did here, and I'm going to outline the rest of the model where it's going to be.
It was probably over a year ago, closer to like a year and a half ago.
It was a minute ago if you go on the methodologies one. It's definitely a while ago.
I mean, we've been doing shorts for a really long time.
We have.
And
methodologies?
Like a really long... I mean, we were doing methodologies before I started working here. And I've been working here for over 2 years.
Oh, I just saw that, Mike. That's okay. It's getting in my way too, so I don't want to actually block anything, because I do have to get over here a little bit, and the brim will block it.
Yeah, how does it feel having your whole arm on the table while you have to paint?
This is... What, this?
No, just from a distancing perspective.
Honestly, this is how I paint.
Oh, well,
I paint far away.
Must be nice.
Personally, because my glasses, it helps. I do.
Christopher, you're fired.
Oh, I do. I'm sorry, Jordan. Okay.
No, Cyber Spy. Don't worry about it at all. I'm glad that you asked about an actual methodology that we did a similar short of. And it walks through the whole process of doing it. We did it both for rust effects and for verdigris. So we did like a bronze or brass one, but we also did a traditional metallic one. And they both turned out really, really nice, and I think you would be very happy when you get a chance to check it out.
Okay.
And if you still have questions, just come back and ask.
I'm actually very excited about this part, because this looks is very flat in the picture, right? You see that, Jordan? So I'm trying to do a very flat version of this. I'm actually really gonna like how this comes out. Guide that up this way. Again, this is dark plum.
Ah, there you go. The short name is Down and Dirty Armor, posted July of 2023. That's nearly 2 years ago.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about.
How did it take you until then to figure out which
yes,
one
I
it is?
am Alexander.
Yeah,
Wet brushing with a dry brush.
Wet brushing with a dry brush.
Yep.
Found it. There you go. Anyone else at Altitude opened the expert acrylics yet? What a disaster.
Yes. Actually, it's funny you mention that because where I live here in Arizona, I have a very, very slight altitude change. I opened mine up to test them out the other day for myself, and you just open them slowly. Now, obviously, that's not much of an altitude change. There is a slight one. Everybody who comes to my house for a painting night has to open their bottles and let a little bit of it out. Otherwise, it does spill over. So with the expert acrylics, when you're taking off the tab, you just open them just a little bit and let a little air in there, and then it'll be. I didn't have much of a problem.
There you go.
The mo you know.
Cyber Spy, I dropped the link for the Discord in there for you.
Oh, I will, Mike. Oh, I will know.
Yeah, I would actually play that trick on him, Mike.
He would
if he actually wouldn't have known the difference.
Oh, I know.
Unfortunately, Christopher is well versed in the difference. I know this specifically because he was talking to me about the original illustration earlier today. In which case, no way for me to be able to get him on it. Unfortunately, you're in Prescott, so 5,300 feet.
Oh yeah, you'll have a.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Yep, you're in Prescott. Yeah, I've got a slight. Essentially, I'm kind of going towards Prescott. So I'm just outlining because this part, right? I'm going to do what Jordan said. I'm going to make it more of like that orange brown, but with a little bit more red, I think, in general.
He's stuck over there and he can't overpower you.
I can't, and I won't. I have it ingrained in my mind.
He couldn't even if he tried.
I am the captain now.
I am the captain now.
Right. Okay. Just outlining.
I'm not sure I want to know what Chris could do with Groucho Marx.
I have
nasty things.
You know what I didn't do? I didn't do the webbing on this.
No, you didn't.
Here,
you also didn't do the part of the wing membrane that attaches to its body.
That's true. I was just thinking about that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was thinking.
You also didn't do the inside of the wing membrane either.
Hey, whoa!
Or the other wing.
Whoa, Jordan.
I'll
get to it.
I'm just updating you on the things that you missed.
No, I'm gonna outline the rest of it right now with. I wanted to do this concept and see if I was going in the right direction, and I'm liking it. I'm liking it. So that means I would have to paint. Okay, maybe I could start the body like right here then, and then keep the wings totally separate. Let's see. Oh, I want to turn this model over, but it's very fragile. Okay, that's what I'm going to do.
I can't believe that you're not using a
airbrush
for this.
I don't really want to, Jordan.
Jeremy, this is a model that's sold directly by Games Workshop.
I like using this. This is how I like to paint.
Chris, you also haven't painted his wing spines or his mouth or his tail.
Or most of the model.
or yeah, the vast majority of the rest of the model.
Yeah.
And he's only got 40 minutes.
We're going to get there.
Christopher's got to finish this
my goal is not to finish this model.
He's got to finish this whole model in another 2.5 hours.
My goal is not to finish this model. This is not a speed challenge,
Yikes.
Jordan. Actually, that picture is. I still want to have some definition on these spines to be a little darker. So I think that's where I'll make the difference between this, and then this whole thing.
Well, I think the rest of the membrane should look the same as the membrane you already painted.
Yeah, I'm just trying to be a little bit more creative with how I do the body on this.
Now, you know what you could do, which I think would be really interesting.
And the body is technically underneath the wings, technically, right, on this part. So a lot of it's going to be shown on the model when it's actually on the base, which will make more sense.
Yeah, where's Bilbo?
Bilbo is, I have him.
He's at the moment
He's in the same box as the
rest of
the bits. I have him in a bag over there.
I should paint up that Bilbo. So nice.
Maybe.
Okay, Cyber Spy. So after watching the video, I see y'all dab the paint on the first layer of paint. So can I use an airbrush or should I dab the paint on? For that type of metallic, I always recommend. You're calling it dabbing. We would call it a stippling, which I'm sure Chris can demonstrate for you here.
Boop, boop, boop. Yeah, I can kind of. I'm gonna go back to this side. Right, this is kind of my stippling, right, where you kind of dab, stipple.
Yep. And the reason that you want to do the stippling here is it leaves an irregular texture behind. So when you're looking at something like rust doesn't have a uniform or consistent color.
What's up, Skelly B?
So having something that is stippling will give you a really effective result for a sort of rust type effect. And then what you're doing is you're dry brushing the metallic on top of it to kind of pull away some of that, rusted out feel.
Welcome in, Raiders.
Also, welcome, Raiders. Skelly, thank you so much for the raid. I hope you had a wonderful afternoon, evening. How you doing?
Big Dragon.
We got Christopher on stream painting today. We're painting Smaug. For all of you who are new here, we are Monument Hobbies. We make the wonderful Procro paint line. Christopher here is normally our videographer guy, but he is stepping out into the limelight today and painting a Smaug.
Videographer guy, that's what they call me.
Yeah, I thought I would add the guy on there just to be funny.
That's right.
Videographer guy.
Videographer guy.
Hey, at least I'm not telling everybody to fix it in post, okay? We fix it in pre around here.
We fix it in pre.
Fulgrim is feeling nice and cozy in the box. He's about halfway cleaned. To be fair, there's like 150 freaking parts on that guy. And yeah, he's on the to-do list.
Oh, I'm really liking this now.
It actually, it's funny. I've kind of come full circle on the whole Fulgrim thing. Now.
Why is that?
Well, now that the new edition of 30K is coming out, and I won't spend too much time on this, but I kind of want to do, because I have the Fulgrim model.
Yep.
I kind of want to have Fulgrim painted with an army for Emperor's Children.
Aren't you doing that though?
What?
For Emperor's Children? Fulgrim?
Different army.
40K. You're talking about
40K
Oh,
and then
okay.
there's 30K.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I have the 30K one.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And I also have the 40K one.
Gotcha. You have two Fulgrims.
Yes.
30K and 40K.
I would rather paint the 30K one, to be honest.
Oh, okay.
The 40K one's cool, but it's not as nice of a model as the 40K one is. The 40K one is it's in my top 3 models that they make.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, so for all of you just now coming in, I am using dark purple or dark plum right now to stipple the whole model. This is the scheme that I'm going for. on the whole side. Essentially, it'll be from here to here, and then on the bottom, I'm gonna do more of like a golden red color. Okay.
It's gorgeous. Hooray. And
Mo
it's
says
actually
the
a really
40K
nice
one will
cast.
probably break less. Probably.
Yeah, I mean the 40K one's made out of plastic.
Oop. Okay. Just doing some more stippling on here.
Oh
Oop, 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 oop.
Yeah, the new Saturnine stuff for 30K looks really sweet. I think
It's pretty cool looking.
there's a lot of people around here who are hyped for some cool new robot.
Some 30K.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Jeremy just looked at the model. 2 minutes, 1K. Yeah, it was a wild afternoon.
What are you talking about?
Mike was like 2 minutes, 1K,
Oh.
or 2 minis, 1K.
Oh, yeah. They're very expensive. But I'm actually really, really excited to paint him like this with this scheme, this classic scheme. I'm really excited to actually see how this comes out.
Well, and
Plus, I also like I actually just a side note here. Obviously, we talk about techniques and stuff like that. This kind of painting just brings me joy because I just like exploring with it, the underpainting, and then adding those top filters or dry brushes and seeing how it comes alive.
This is one of the wonderful things about big monster models, right? Is there's such a blank canvas.
Yeah.
And they're big enough that you can really explore with really interesting
and then go back and do
applying
fine
paint.
details. That's kind of my idea with this is I'm getting this big base of color down in the scheme, and then I'll go back and maybe lightly dry brush even more of the scales and stuff like that.
Where's the bathtub of nooch? Didn't we do the calculation on how much nooch it would take to fill a bathtub? And it was like a pretty ridiculous amount.
It's a pretty ridiculous amount. So anyway, that's where I'm at with this model currently. And then I think what I'm going to do is separate the wings and the body at this point. Because I do the wings. I'm almost feeling like, yes, I know this is the membrane, but yeah, I guess the body, I'll stop. Membrane stops here. I'll do it this way. The spines and the wings will all be the same color, and then that's when I'll do the more yellow-red on the rest of him.
It would cost $1,700 to get a bathtub of noosh. Oh my gosh.
$1,700?
That actually seems pretty cheap.
That seems I think it's got to be way more than that. It's painting. Well, we're
I mean,
talking like
I guess the math is pretty easy, right?
Big tub.
Here, I'm gonna find out what the
do the
volume
math.
is. I'm gonna do the math. How...
Okay. You gotta move this around a little bit more. Let's do. I'm gonna switch how I stand here, and then paint the model right there.
Okay, so the average bathtub capacity ranges from 40 to 70 gallons. Okay. Oh, ow!
You all right?
Oh, that hurt.
What's the matter with you?
Oh, I did the sneeze and it like pulled the muscles in the center of my back.
Oh, that was a monstrous sneeze.
My muscles are.
Oh my gosh.
It's like.
You all right?
Literally the center of my back. It's like.
Ouch.
Ugh. Okay. Ow.
He's back.
Woo. All right. So, let's say we hit somewhere in the middle. We're sitting at like This is a range of 30, so we had 15 on the low end. So we're looking at, let's say, 55 gallons. Okay. How many milliliters is in a gallon?
Okay. There's the spine outline.
Okay, so we take
Let's see.
55 gallons is 208,198 milliliters.
Okay.
Okay.
A lot of
We're doing
a lot of
a lot
noosh.
of noosh. Okay. So we take 208,198 milliliters divided by 120 milliliter bottles. That's
want you guys to see this part.
1,735 bottles of noosh.
Say that again. How many?
So, for everybody who's curious, to achieve the grand bathing of noosh,
Okay.
it would require you to purchase 1,734,
Well,
35,
35 rounding up.
rounding up, bottles of noosh,
Wow, that's a lot.
assuming the average size of a bathtub.
Right.
Yeah, you were basically right on the nail for bottles. Which is, I think a bottle of noosh is like $14 or something off the top of my head. This is
Oh, this is. I don't want to lean him too far on his.
it is in fact $17.
$17.
Yeah. So
Yep.
1,735
$17.35.
times $17.
Almost about 30 grand.
This is
30 grand.
It's 29,495,000.
We'll do it for science.
Oh
No, we
my
won't.
gosh. $29,495.
Okay. Now that I've got this done,
I dare you. Somebody.
I dare you.
Actually, I don't dare you. That's
Little
a lot.
Billy
That's
says,
like
Chris, I
ridiculous.
can't wait until my signed photo of you comes in. We'll see, little Billy. We'll see. We'll see. You chose the...
There is no employee discount that would be good enough for me to purchase
No.
that many bottles of
That's
noosh.
a lot of noosh. Okay, I'm going to then now move back into stippling the dark red, following all of this outline again, essentially, and do what I did over here on the rest of the model. What's my time? Oh my goodness! Oh no!
Yeah, Christopher. I did not make the bet.
I
We're not-
I don't
we're
plan
not
on
doing this.
finishing this chat. I appeased you just for coming on for a little bit. I've broken my own rule, never to be seen in the light of day. I am having a lot of fun discovering with this model, and I'm very excited.
I'll ship
about
it
this
to
workout.
Game Delay.
You just made the bet, Jordan. I'll ship it to Game Delay. Game Delay, if you get that much noosh, good luck. Okay, so now I'm really gonna just stipple lightly on the head.
If I purchase the noosh bath, can we get a green base tutorial?
Yes, Jeremy, I will see to it that it's done if we get the full noosh bath. That you get a green base tutorial.
There are some things that Jason can't say no to.
I would assume
I think that's
that will
one
never
of them.
happen. Anyway, so now I'm going back with this is black red, right? And now I'm stippling. I'm going to re-stipple all of where I've outlined it here. I'm just being a little bit more precise on the head here because I know the that'll be a good focal point. So I don't want it to look too messy, but I still want to get stipple. Oh, I love black red, man. Probably because I also really like burnt red. Burnt red's one of my favorites. Okay.
If we all buy one bottle for the cause, chat, We're not.
We won't do it.
We won't do it. We won't do it. It's too out there. It's too out there.
Maybe I will do. Maybe I will do the body. I think with an airbrush. I think that's what I'll do. I'll do the body with an airbrush. But these scaly parts.
Joshua Lee.
Lee
finally bought my first set of sable brushes.
Nice.
Any pointers I should know? I've only
Jordan's
used cheapo synthetic brushes for 10 years now. I know I probably shouldn't clean them with alcohol. Definitely don't clean them with alcohol.
You don't want to get them drunk.
We have a much better solution for you in the Gentastics Drunken Brush Goop. That stuff is amazing. It will keep your brushes in good order. Just make sure that you clean them as often as you feel necessary.
Which is?
I mean, you could clean them every session. It wouldn't necessarily be like required.
I'm gonna have to clean this brush,
but it wouldn't be bad. I would say like once, if you paint every day during a week, you should do it once a week.
Yeah,
I would say like once every 5 sessions.
So now I am still stippling this red on. I might do a little bit lighter on the wings up here.
They're basically disposable, Jordan says so.
Okay. Get down here a little bit.
But yes, congratulations, Joshua. That is awesome.
You're gonna love them.
Definitely use brush soap to maintain and clean your brushes. You will be happy you did so.
A little bit more stippling of the black red. Kind of all over this.
Yeah.
Good thing I remember what I used, Jordan.
You're definitely not going to hurt anything if you clean them every session. I am a crazy person and I don't clean my brushes enough.
Jordan.
So
what do you mean enough?
I don't clean them enough.
How often do you clean yours? But you've got good brush control, so you're not like jamming the paint in there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. No, you're definitely not going to harm the brushes. If you clean them every session, that's a good thing. But you definitely don't like need to clean them every session unless it's like a particularly dirty session.
I use mine. I just leave a little bit in mine all the time at the end.
Yeah, I mean, look, there is nothing wrong with cleaning them every session. Like I said, that's good. But it's not required. Like, if you don't, the difference between cleaning them every session and not cleaning them every session and cleaning them every like 3 to 5 sessions instead, you're gonna be fine.
Okay.
Mike, I basically use my brushes 5 times and get a new brush. That reminds me of the friend that Jason had who would only wear a pair of socks one time and then get a new pair of socks, which sounds wonderful, by the way.
Okay, then I'm gonna go back and keep stippling this side. So I'm gonna.
Yeah, I think if you paint like the average amount, then cleaning your brushes once a month or once every few weeks is probably totally fine.
I could do it from this way to give you guys a little bit better of a view here of what I'm doing.
Reap. That's a good question, Jason. Christopher.
Yes.
Are you planning on using any of the new expert acrylics?
Yes, actually, I am. I bought. Personally, I bought the whole set. I am going to use the expert acrylics. I'm going to try on the body using some nickel azo and yellows and such to get that. I'm gonna test. I am in like discovery mode. So I don't have a plan, but I would like to use the expert acrylics on this just to see their consistency so that you all can see. I'm first time using them. So hopefully you guys learn something as I'm learning something. So right now I'm just going really heavy smudge brush with this black red right now. I could have done that like when I was doing this workup, but I'm really happy with how this came out. Joshua Lee says, "Okay, thanks guys. I'm currently working on painting my pile of shame, so painting every day. Awesome.
Yes, sir.
Joshua,
That's awesome.
that's what I've done recently at my place, where I will keep something off to the side and keep a project off to the side. And I always have several projects going at once just to change it up, because I found that if I keep working on the same project every single day, I get burnt out.
Yeah, yeah.
But right now I have a couple projects. I've got the Earthworm Gym diorama going. I'm gathering up all the hobby tools for that right now that I need. All of the like diorama bits. I'm building my Lord of Change and Earthworm Gym for that. I'm getting excited for that, and I'm still painting up. I'm almost done with my second Gargant.
You're almost done with your second Gargant? Making headway.
Yep. I've got only 4 more after that.
Jeez.
Got a lot of Gargants. I got a lot of models. And then obviously I wanted to do this, and I'm glad we made this happen. Because I also wanted to try the expert acrylics on this thing too. With some of those, after Jason showed me some of the glazing and filtering you can do with those, I was getting really jazzed.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I want to do this I'm looking for old Space Wolves right now.
Mm-hmm.
I want a big space, old, like 80s model Space Wolves. So I've been trying to find as many of those and getting those. I got a lot of projects going on.
Do you know?
I do.
What? How many total are you working on?
Well, I just named them all.
Yes, you did.
Gargants, Smaug now, because now I'm probably going to pivot.
You're committed.
I want to get this done because I'm actually really enjoying this. And now that I have the theme, the old school theme in my mind, I'm like, okay, I see where this is going. So I'm really into it. Old Earthworm Gym diorama. Are you falling asleep over there?
I'm
on
good.
Me?
I know what you're talking about.
I just watched you glaze over. I literally just watched you glaze over
I
there.
was deep in thought about something.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Deep in thought.
He is just glazing over.
Deep in thought.
Chat, we got to keep him up.
Christopher, I'm here, but I'm deep in thought about something.
The Hobbit diorama that Mike is saying actually is going to be.
Oh, dude,
I'm doing the
Chris,
little.
I desperately want you to do that diorama.
I'm doing the little bags. That's going to. I want to finish Earthworm Gym, and then I'm going to make the little tiny bags. I have so many projects. That's one. 40K orcs, which is not really a project. I'm actually just speed.
Did you find all of those, by the way?
My orcs?
Yeah,
I did.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I have a bunch now.
He lost his models.
I did. I lost his models because I was doing
you
a bunch
lost
of
your
cleaning.
models.
I said I lost my models.
Yes. No, you said you lost his models.
I lost his models. His models. His as in we the people's models.
They're not mine. They're yours.
There
You
are
lost
models.
your models.
There are models.
They're not our models.
There are models.
Nope.
Anyway,
I own
lost those and found them.
nothing.
Lost and found. So that's 3 thus far that I just named. What else? Then I have my old Space Wolves. I gotta buy those and find those. So
Gosh, you really do have a lot of projects.
And I'm making headway. But I think old Dragon Boy here is getting
Getting a premium slot.
I'm really enjoying this. Mm-hmm. So
are you gonna do the same texture on the inside of the wing as you are on the outside of the wing?
I gotta see about that. I might airbrush those just darker, but yes, essentially it's gonna be. I'm gonna get to that. I think I'm gonna do that later. I don't really want to paint those right now because I'm really having fun painting this side. So eventually, I will paint the inside of the wings too. At some point.
I mean, the nice thing is they're pretty shrouded in dark.
Yeah.
Like the inside of the wing that you're showing right now is probably the one that gets the most exposure.
Yeah. I will definitely paint. I'm not gonna just leave it just black, right?
Yeah,
I will
you can make
paint
it darker, yeah.
I will paint it. Model painting is a relaxing hobby. Well, sometimes yes, Reap. Absolutely.
I'm excited. I got my desk all set up for painting.
Blackgate diorama. I
is
love
great.
how there are new diorama projects ahead of Hobbit every time it's mentioned. I know my love for Earthworm Jim, this whole concept and idea has been heavy on my mind, and I've been really also wanting to paint a dreadnought, and that's what Earthworm Jim is going to be in. His body is his
What
little
is Earthworm Jim?
Earthworm Jim, the soil heated crawl.
I genuinely have no idea what this is.
You have to look up Earthworm Jim. Look it up. Bring a picture up of Earthworm Jim. It's an old video game. And
you've been
the
talking
story
about this
is
forever.
the
and
story
I'm
is
I have no idea.
a super suit fell from space.
Oh, this guy.
Not this guy. It's Earthworm Jim.
This guy.
The disrespect. So now look at that. There's a bunch of resin, different heads that I'm gonna print for that. I might also have Jason mentioned trying to teach me some sculpting with it.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine a little Earthworm Jim head, right, on a new dreadnought, one of the new big dreadnoughts. And he's gonna be fighting a Lord of Change, which is gonna be painted like Psy-Crow, a big crow in a spacesuit, because that's his enemy. And then gets even better. I found Psy-Crow's gun hook, his hook gun from an old action figure from the 90s. I'm going to paint that and put it on the Lord of Change. And they're going to be fighting in this big diorama filled with tires, because in the game, the tires are all over the place in the platformer, and the whole junkyard city is tires. So I found this company that makes all these little micro tires, and I'm getting a bunch of those. And right now I'm actually getting the base made out of wood, which then I will start with the base and then start working out from there. And that's my TED Talk. You a fan of Abe's Odyssey, Chris?
I wish you guys could see my expression right now.
I wish you guys could see Jordan's expression. My palette, this looks like I've been shot. And I'm treating my wounds.
I don't know what's happening with the hat.
I moved it forward again.
It's
Sorry.
teleporting.
I was not liking how it was feeling backwards on my head.
Christopher, did you hear about my experience with Ryan today?
No.
Where I experienced him teleport?
I don't know. You could be seeing things.
No, he teleported. I'm convinced.
Teleported?
He teleported.
Well, that's not true.
I was talking to him. I was sitting at my desk, and
Okay.
and he was talking to me about a thing.
Okay.
It was like lunch related or whatever. And I turned back to my computer for I don't know, a few seconds.
Yeah.
And he's walking through the opposite side of the room entrance, like from the break room.
Okay.
Scary.
I think it's just because you've been nodding off today and you're tired.
Nope, that's not true.
You almost just fell asleep back there. I saw it. I saw it, chat. You could be seeing things. You're having.
Look, I'm just saying that Christopher really needs to make this way more interesting.
Wow! Whoa! No, Mike, it's okay. I understand. I was excited about the Hobbit diorama, and I still am. I can't jump as much. That's why I've limited my projects. I have limited them to things that I'm playing and things I want to do. Okay, next color. Then it's orange oxide. Okay. Orange oxide.
All right, what are you doing with the orange oxide?
Same thing. A little bit more stippling, just kind of like this wing, right? Just like that. And then I'm going to start here. Here we go. A little bit more of this right there. A little bit less on the paper towel because now I'm just a lightly dry brush.
So why the orange oxide instead of like a more traditional orange?
I just wanted it to be a little darker.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I haven't used orange oxide in a while, and I'm like, you know what? I need to use some orange oxide. I need a little orange oxide in my life. Yep, a little bit more here, and then I'll just kind of lightly stipple the rest going up this way. I really like how the transparent filter looks over the orange oxide stippling too. I'm still in there. There we go.
Jeremy, I also love the oxides.
They're great.
They're really, really, really good.
And then move down here into this. This shoulder is not.
He hasn't used hot
membrane.
pink in a long time either.
What's that? Hot pink?
Yeah.
We can't let chat win. That's what Jason told me. No hot pink.
Jeez.
There'll be one.
Jason explicitly told you that chat can't win. Well, I'm the captain.
Well, I'm the
So-
captain.
He may have given you permission, but he did not give me a directive.
Can't do it. Okay. I'm liking this. Making sure that I stay on camera for you guys. Boop, 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 boop. Stippling this way. A little bit more stippling. There we
He
go.
did also give chat the power to fire Chris. Wow.
He
Chat
did.
has the power to fire Chris.
And he can't. And he won't. Show must go on.
Well, tell us, chat, how we feeling? Is Chris deserving of a firing
Fired.
today?
Fired.
Deadbeat, got to get food going. All right, Deadbeat,
Deadbeat. Take it easy.
take it easy. It's good to see you.
I'm going to do one more round of stippling. And we're going to call it there, chat.
Oh,
Just
dear.
another round.
Hot pink or fired?
Hot pink
Whoa.
or fired. I actually was going to add some dark hot pink. No, I will not be making a
I
dark
think you
pink.
put some hot pink on this model.
I might do dark hot pink. Potentially, actually. We'll see.
Might get a little bit of appeasement out of just putting a little bit.
Oh, I'm liking this. There we go. There we go. All right. Okay, a little bit here. Turn the model so you guys can see it. Man, this model is tricky.
It's tricky just to move.
It
Like,
is.
That's the scary thing about this model is that, like, the minute you pick it up, you're just like,
Well, just
I don't
like
know what's
any-
happening here.
Just like any big model, they're kind of all the same.
This one is
This one in
particularly
particular,
fragile.
yes.
Yeah, this one is particularly.
But that's okay.
Oh no, Christopher will not
What's
drop
up?
this model. There's no way that Christopher would accidentally drop this model.
No, not at all.
He would.
I wouldn't even get myself into that situation.
Christopher would be so devastated.
No, I will be. I have a whole system on how to transport this model because actually Ruben has been wanting to play Middle Earth
Yes,
strategy.
Christopher.
So has
Me
Jordan.
Too. I've said this multiple
and
times.
this is going to be my army. Is that right, Jordan?
I'm not sure how I feel about this.
Well, I'm getting ready for the game.
I'm probably gonna get clobbered by this darn monster.
You just need 700 points of Middle
Oh,
Earth
sorry.
strategy.
I'm sorry, Mike. I'm like leaning back from the mic a little bit instead
Yes.
of like eating it, which is what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, you gotta be pretty close. Gotta be a little closer with those. They're really sensitive.
Yeah, Flapjack, you can take Smog, and he's basically
He's his own army plus
His own army.
plus some.
yeah.
I think he is 700 points.
Northrax, I think one of those is just like not like it's hard to balance models like this They just like it's better to just go for, does it feel like it's doing thematic things, and then you go, all right, it is what it is, or you make it a little bit worse for like competitive play than you would normally.
Yeah, if you look at its rules, he's pretty good, but he's also 700 points. So you got one model plus his base. Where did I put the base? Down here. Plus the base you measure from is pretty radical.
Yeah.
So, and I actually really like how the base came out. I'm going to do a couple more things on the stairs, but essentially, that's the base. It's going to look great.
I have Actually, dude. Oh, yes.
Sauron versus Smaug.
There's a little bit of a disparity in points there.
You'll need 300 more points. I believe he's 400 or 450.
Sauron is 400.
Yeah.
Smaug is 650.
650 or 700, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. In answer to your question, by the way, Mike, I did not print the Thranduil yet because I'm going to use the regular the Moose Thranduil. I do need to print the other guys, the Thranduil friends, Thranduil's friends, because those are pretty rough models.
Okay.
Hey, that looks like a dragon.
I think we're going to stop there for today. That's what we're working towards, is this right here, right? For where you see this, right? Then I think I gotta make it so that this sticks out just a touch more, though.
What, the orange?
The spines, because in the reference I'm looking at, the original picture, the membranes stop like here. But on this, the membranes spread out to here.
That's fine.
The wings.
Just
so I've got a couple
go with the way that
ideas.
it's on the model.
This right here is where I'm going to start the body, and this is kind of like where the membrane is going to be.
Yeah, that's fine.
Right.
I think that works.
This is where I'm going to start incorporating the body color. So I might stipple that tomorrow and see how that feels. But yeah, that's
excellent.
it, chat.
We're pretty much out of time.
We made a lot of progress on this, and I'm really enjoying this.
Show them what you've done.
I just did.
Okay. Don't give me that look.
I started with this membrane, which is actually coming out really good. I'm really liking how this mixture was, and that was transparent red with glaze and wash medium.
Do you remember what ratios you used?
I do. The glaze and wash, it was probably a one part transparent red, 3 parts glaze and wash, and 1 part Payne's gray wash. Yes, that's how I would do this. And then I went back, dry brushed some red, orange, pink, and then light dry brush with Nova orange over this, because that's kind of how the picture looks. Like there's some really stark lines on that image, so I liked how that is there. Then now I'm just finishing out the outline of where all the red is going to be, and then I have to flip this over into the abyss.
Oh jeez.
Right.
It looks so different.
Our spray paint is so dark. This thing is heavy, dude. So anyway, yeah, that's it. Thank you all so much for watching. We appreciate you. No, I'm not doing Jade on this one, Mike. And you guys will see all of those links that Jordan is putting up. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll be back tomorrow, me and Jordan. I'm going to see how far I can get on it. We'll see. I might do some airbrushing. We'll see how I'm feeling. I'm really enjoying just dry brushing and smudge brushing this. It's actually been really fun. So we will be back tomorrow from 2 to 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And Mountain Standard Time is not an oil company. That is a unit of time at Phoenix, Arizona. He put up the store link, so check out the store of all of our products. He also put up the FLGS link. If you're looking for a store near you that carries our products. And he also put up the YouTube link. Perfect. I see that. He put up the YouTube link where you can see all of the tutorials that Jason does on stream, and I've been I've had Ryan getting more of those done, so it's actually been really awesome. So Ryan is kicking butt over there doing some more editing and helping me with that. So we are on a roll. This week, just me and tomorrow and Jordan. Next week, we're gonna do the monthly challenge for May, which is synthwave but not synthwave. That will be on Monday, and then the whole week it'll be Jordan painting up some fun stuff.
When do we want to tell them what we're doing next week?
You will see what we're doing next week on socials next week. So keep an eye out on Instagram and YouTube for when we post our schedule, because we include that in the schedule too.
Also, thank you everybody who hung out from the raid.
Yes, thank you, Skelly B.
Skelly B for the raid. Hope you guys had a great time hanging out with us. We're gonna find somebody to raid.
That's right.
I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. It has been a blast being here again. Chris.
And that's it. And we'll see you tomorrow. Take it easy.
Bye-bye.
Bye.